And my story, man, today, Jason, is a bit of a cautionary tale for cannabis
That's how you're gonna frame
investors.
it. That's how you're gonna frame it, huh?
It's cautionary tale, man.
Cautionary.
For all those investors.
Did you bring the caution tape? Did you bring the caution tape?
Yeah, wearing my caution tape shirt on today.
I see. It's yellow.
Be very cautionary. But coming from John Schroyer over at Green Market Report, Schroyer referenced new data collected in a recent ATB Capital Markets survey, revealing that investor confidence in cannabis industry remains low, and that only 31.8% of U.S. investors, 39% of Canadian investors are currently optimistic about the sector. The new drop in confidence is attributed to major systemic issues in the world's two top markets, federal reform in the United States and failed tax reform in Canada. The survey highlights that significant changes such as uplistings to major stock exchanges or federal rescheduling of cannabis are needed to boost investor interest. Uplistings could encourage 59% of investors to invest more, while rescheduling might attract another 32%. While it seems that Florida's ballot initiative is sucking up all the oxygen in the room right now, the Safer Banking Act, Jason,
yeah,
which would provide substantial financial benefits to the industry, is viewed as more crucial by investors than Florida's potential legalization. And despite the current pessimism, the survey did reveal some hopeful signs, particularly with expectations that U.S. cannabis rescheduling could happen in the first half of next year. Rescheduling is now also bolstered by former President Trump's rhetorical support, a surprise about face agreement, echoing the previous sentiments of Kamala Harris and current President Joe Biden, who spearheaded the movement with the HHS and DEA in 2023. If rescheduled to Schedule 3, many investors believe that it would significantly boost MSO stock prices. Hooray, MSOs. In Canada, investor sentiment is worsened due to unmet expectations for tax reform and ongoing market challenges. However, certain companies such as Sundial Incorporated are seen as promising investments despite the sector's overall struggles. So, investors are saying that they don't believe none of this shit, and they are still very bearish on cannabis overall. However, the little bit of a silver lining on the cloud is rescheduling. Now that Donald Trump has come around, much to the chagrin of his Republican pals, they think it might happen. So I don't know. I'm going to keep on saying the same thing I have before. I'll believe it when I see it. Doesn't matter if it's Republican or a Democrat. They don't care. And when they start to care is when the money starts rolling in. Follow the money. I'm Rico Lamitte, the dopest dad on the street for High 9 News. What's the rest of the team think about this?
Meanwhile, all the cannabis investors are investing in beverages.
No boy.
Yeah, I mean, it's not a surprise. I mean, cannabis, the industry is in a bloodbath of a state, so no wonder the investor sentiment is down. I mean, you have
no wonder the investors are not super stoked to jump back into something that y'all lied to them 87 times with your little nice performas that were, you duped them and pulled them out like the Wicked Witch of the West and gave them all these fake numbers, $1 million hopes and dreams, and they could have just set that money on fire in the backyard and had a better time with the family. Toasted some marshmallows on it.
Are you saying people lie on their hypotheticals?
No, never. No, never.
And on the financial statement?
No.
Are you saying that they're called hypotheticals instead of prospectuses, Rico?
That would be
he's saying they're called
no one would do that
instead of hypotheticals.
Oh, is that God?
Well,
where's that voice from?
That's the man. That's
coming from the Shire.
No,
Somebody has a ring on, and they've become invisible.
No. It's the man. It's the man that's too short to sit at the desk. You can't see him.
Oh man, blow the whistle.
Oh gosh.
Mm-hmm. Oh man, I mean, I'm not surprised at this. We do need some safe banking to help, and until there is something that actually is done, I don't see a lot of investors wanting to invest in the space overall. There are some hard money lenders that I'm aware of and whatnot. So if you are looking for money, there is something I can probably possibly help you with, but
it ain't cheap, but it
Not
is
that
there.
one.
Good things aren't cheap, and cheap things aren't good, Rico.
Well,
you can
and
have
here's
cheap, you can
the
have
thing, a
fast,
lot of
you can have
cannabis
good.
money isn't good. There's a lot of investment that's not good. And people who are snaky and people who, listen, I'm not going to introduce anybody to somebody who I haven't personally done good business with at this point, because like it's so sketchy. And safe banking is only going to change the fact that we can now go to traditional lenders who have federal funds invested in them.
I'm good with traditional.
So like, that's not going to, safe banking is not going to change the forecast for the people who've had their asses handed to them, because you guys have handed them these shitty deals. You've listed them on decks and not actually listed them as ownership percentages. You've done all these little straw purchase deals that's resulted in a lot of people throwing a lot of lawsuits. And it's very unfortunate when those happen. So I think it's just about when we have a more concrete industry and we have people who are actually seeing some returns on their investment because they're not sinking them into idiots, then maybe we'll see people a little more excited to throw their money into cannabis.
Are you saying banking is safe?
No.
Banking is safe. That's when it's
no.
safe banking.
Also, no. I don't know if you've ever had your accounts shut down and had them hold your merchant services accounts for 180 days and give you a portion of it back. Nothing's safe. Good morning.
Wow.
Yeah. I like to see cannabis continuing to resist the scale up and the MSOs and the typical corporate vulture capitalism. I think what we keep seeing is, for the most part, you have to have a smaller operation and organization in order to put off super high quality cannabis.
Matthew, did you get a new camera?
Oh, sir. Why is that?
You're looking extra crisp today, bro.
Oh, thank you so much, Brother Jason. Maybe it's that I my hair myself.
Maybe
the drugs wore off.
Maybe you just been out in the sun getting some, you know what I'm saying, color.
He's actually
I bought a bicycle.
That's it.
He's broadcasting from a familiar dimension today, Jason.
Oh boy.
You look pretty clear today. Check me out.
Yeah,
wow.
Look at yourself, bro.
Yeah.
I'm St. Germain here. Like, nicely done.
Looking rather clear, like you just got off the Scientology kick.
Yeah.
What it is.
Yarrow, are you there? Are you there underneath the desk?
Yeah, no, I'm underneath the desk. I'm like that dog
desk.
At the feet of everybody. I mean, you know, these articles are always interesting to me because I don't think there's a single cannabis industry. I don't think that the broad strokes is ever enough for our viewership. You know, are we talking about opportunities in Germany now that they have homegrown? Because if I had seeds and I was DTC in Germany, I would be like, oh yeah. If, you know, are we talking about patented medical innovations and somebody who's figured out how to take THCV out of little belching algae? I'd be like, oh yeah. Are we talking about cannabis real estate? Are we talking about those unsecured investments for equity? I mean, we've had multiple cannabis corrections already, including a post, you know, I used to call it Cannabis 2.0, which was post-frothy Canadian-inspired valuations. And so, yes, I think until we have tax reform, we will continue to see lackluster enthusiasm for the space. But I also think that some of the investors who initially came into cannabis thought they were going to exit in 24 months and that they were going to have 10 million % returns because this and that was a tech play and somebody was creating a marketplace and they added blockchain into their deck. And so I do think that some of the investors who came into the space didn't have a 5 to 7 year holding period as built into their thesis. And so those investors may not represent the best long-term category of investors for the space anyway. I don't want the guy who's breathing down my neck to try to create some extraordinary return that's not going to really work unless I cut corners or look the other way. And so some of those investors probably weren't that great for the space. And then the other thing I think about this article is like some of these investors have had to shore up investments that were initially too frothy in terms of valuations or what they got for what they gave. And so those people are still just kind of bailing water and likely adding more money to just keep those investments viable for a longer term hold. So I don't know. I still think that cannabis provides opportunity. I just don't think it's for the faint of heart. I don't think it's for the unrealistic. And I don't think it's one industry. I just don't. You know, look at how many seeds, hundreds of millions of dollars worth of seeds were sold just in Germany last year. And then tell me this is just a bloodbath. It's a bloodbath for the uninformed. It's a bloodbath for somebody who just wants to park their money and not pay attention. And it's a bloodbath for people who get into business with the wrong individuals.
And who wants to take a bath in blood anyways?
Vampires.
If you add a CBD bath bomb, I am willing to bathe in anything.
Oh man, you know what? On that, we're
B is for blood.
Yeah, we're gonna go into a commercial. We're gonna be right back.